work, Sheila. Any organization I've ever been, I'm on the board right now, everything we do is by electing, by looking at it, deciding on it, voting on it. And it's the same thing here. We discuss, we disagree, but we don't ever elect anything. We say we have a business manager, we don't elect. We find somebody. Even if you only have one person, and that's why we have a vote for, your vote is either I vote for this person or I don't vote for this person. That's a voter. That's an election. So to me, we need to have elections. That's why everyone feels they're equal, because I get to vote. I mean, we know our own elections are ridiculous in Washington, but at least here, we're a small enough group that you can say, okay, we have this person running, we have vote for them or don't, we have two people running for this, great. If we don't have people running for things, then we got to look at the organization and say, what's wrong? Why doesn't somebody want this? What's going on here? And sometimes you look at that job and you find out, oh my God, I don't want that job. It takes half my day, every day. And you can't do it. If it's too big, you have to go back and look and say, wait a second, who wants a business manager? Well, I don't want it because I know I'll be doing it all day long and I have no time. Oh, I can't do it. You know, you have to look at it, and the person has to know when they do take that job what it entails. And on a piece of paper, it's one thing, and what you actually do is another.
And a time period.
And a time period. So that you can say, I could handle this for 6 months, or I could handle it for a year. But I can't do this forever. And if you have that happening with people, and they're doing the same job over and over, you know what happens. It's just like our congressmen. They keep doing the same job over and over, and they're not doing anything. So, and that happens because that's what happens when you do that.
Something that Natasha said, that when Peter got sick, that there was a vacuum, and all of a sudden, all the positions got filled. Well, how'd they get filled? They got filled by people who volunteered.
Well, that's not what I was saying.
Well,
I didn't say Peter.
Bruce. Oh, it's Bruce. Okay, whatever. But that it was filled by somebody who volunteered to take over that position for that time being. Here we're in a place where we have had a vacuum. We haven't had anybody really running it. And we've had people that actually try to fill in the void by volunteering. That's what they're doing. They're volunteering to take the positions. I'll tell you what, you want to stand here right now? Let's open it up. Let's make an election for all those positions. Who wants to run for program committee? No, but I'm talking about the kid. I'm talking about the advisory committee. Okay. Program committee's on the...
Yeah, hold on. I had to speak and then Natasha. But Megan just touched on it. I just volunteered to fill the position. I have no problems with an election for a volunteer coordinator. I would be one of the candidates. So I don't have a problem, but they needed someone to do it right away. That's all. And I think it's the same way with the other people that are on it. We could do elections. It's no problem. Natasha, you wanted to say something?
Well, regarding the station manager, in December, at least one person had stepped up and said that they were going to run to be the station manager. And then they stepped down. People realize that it takes a lot of work, and most of us are not independently wealthy and either have to work or do something to justify our existence. So we just kept on with the committees that we had, and there was no problem as far as nobody on the that I know of, that was a KGGV ever said, oh, you guys on the PC, you should get off, because it rotates, for instance, on the program committee. After you do your terms, if nobody steps forward to put their name forward, occasionally other people that are already on the program committee would do another term. Okay. As I emphasized, all volunteer. I didn't see the necessity to force an election when it didn't seem to be needed. Okay? And see, what I think you're trying to do here is you're inserting something that's not necessary, that's taking more time up. This overseeing of KGGV by the church council, okay? I don't think you people have the time, the energy, the inclination, or maybe the ability to do what all of us together have been doing. When we had a station manager, that was fine, and we paid attention to the station manager, but they had to come to all of these other meetings, and that can be very onerous. You know, if you have any kind of life, and someone says, you've got to go to this meeting on a Monday, and you've got to go on Tuesday. If you're not the station manager unless you're sick. okay? So I think that is what happened with the station manager position. No, there weren't people stepping forward saying, we've got to have this, it's not an emergency, we just did it. Okay, I'm not through here.
I need to say something before, and I'll let you finish.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that want to talk. Natasha, this isn't just for you, it's for everybody. Please try to keep it down to at least a minute or two so other people can talk. Thank you.
Okay. Question about the finances. Okay. When we had this meeting,
Again, we're changing the subject.
You already brought up fundraising.
you brought up
You brought up
fundraising.
the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
The church
One of the sisters that asked us, we can't give money to the church, that's not our intention. We're going to give it to the ladies.
I was approached by a sister.
Please.
That's a different subject.
It's a
I'm sorry,
different
guys.
subject.
It's down here further.
Okay.
Does anybody in this room understand that this radio station is licensed to the Guerneville Community Church, and as the church council, that it is our responsibility and our liability? Does anybody in this room understand that? Raise your hand if you understand that.
We all understand it.
You do.
No, these people do not understand it.
Please have a seat.
You know what?
I just want to find out if everyone felt this way, or if it was
Just stop it.
Okay.
Stop talking to us like that. You want to be civil? Don't talk down to us. We know that the church holds a license. We love that we have a licensed
then why
facility
do you
here.
not want us to take the responsibility?
Because you're not capable
Okay,
of it.
I need you all to stop talking. Megan has been waiting, and please let's stay on topic so
Yes.
we move along.
I wanted to go back to just what I asked initially, is would the church council consider elections for positions in the future?
Yes.
Yes.
Tonight.
No,
I mean, this moment.
I'm sorry, but it's something that we need to give notice to everybody, so people
Okay.
can put in nominations.
When do you want to have an election?
Okay, kids.
Very good. Thank you.
Out of here,
Relax.
a chance.
Please, relax.
I just want to let it be known that I am not holding back an election. You had a chance to have an election in December, you didn't have it.
No, you changed the date of the meeting. Come on.
The date was changed.
I didn't change anything.
You did.
But clearly things have changed in the station and how we operate. I just wanted to throw it out there if it would be considered in the future.
Yes, because the people that operated it left.
And the answer was yes.
Thank you. That was it.
Was there someone else saying that I missed? Oh, Peter, yes.
Yeah, I want to get back, because that's the same thing Janelle was saying.
Yeah.
The elections and so forth. In the early days, back in the whatever it was, it was very, and I think it still is, I don't think it's unusual, it was very difficult to find anybody who would stand. The only reason we didn't do elections 89 years ago was that there wasn't, we would have elections, we would declare an election and nobody got nominated. Again and again, positions.
I was there.
Every position you can think of was up for, for election at one time or another. Nobody got nominated, and people like me and Beth would go around and oh, would you please just try and be on the program committee, even just for 3 months, try it out, would you please be the event coordinator? Oh, I lobbied for months and months with Megan to get her to do that. It was hard to find people to get to even one person to do any of these jobs that are up on that list. Hard, especially the underwriting. Oh, that must have been, it's probably been in a dozen hands since day one. So I guess that the intent has always been there to do elections and those kind of things. It would be glory if there were enough people that wanted the position that you actually had to have an election to sort through them. That'd be great.
Okay, before Wayne speaks next, again, I want to stay on topic of the station manager opening and elections. And you already heard, yes, we're very open, we want to do an election. Wayne.
I want to address that. I want to address that I appreciate all the people in this room, because I've known all of you except for you to one degree or another, and I've had very good experiences with all of you, very constructive experiences. But right now there's been a hell of a division, a civil cut down the middle, and I want to make a suggestion that there's somebody here that's had an awful lot of experience, more than I think any of us with radio, and has had a lot of experience with the church in the past. And I'd like to ask for that person to be the programming manager, because I think...
Station manager or the...
Station manager, I'm sorry, I meant to say station manager.
Could you have him submit his name, his or her name? I don't mean to shut you off. We want
Now we submit their name, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'd rather they submit it, not you, no offense. Because
No, that's all right. I'm
They may
just
not
putting
want to
in,
do it.
I'm putting in my increment, and let's go on with it.
Yes, please have your
Prop it
comment.
up for a second. That's it.
Thank you. Yes, Gina.
You can, at a meeting, you can nominate someone for a position. They can choose to take that or not. So you do not have to just nominate yourself. You come from any one of the, I could say I nominate Megan, and Megan could say I decline.
Thank you.
But I mean, that has the right. And so someone can nominate someone else, it's perfectly fine. I mean, it happens all the time.
It is, but you cannot nominate someone that's not here. Because
Is
we
the person
can't
here?
vote for
Yeah.
him.
Oh, okay, the person's here.
No, if the person is not here.
But he says the person is here.
No, well, I was just talking about
Okay.
that. We do that. We can't nominate someone that's not here.
Can I nominate that person that is here?
Sure.
Peter Andrews.
I mean, do you want it?
I'm nominated, yeah.
Sounds okay. So, are there any other nominations? Damien?
Just somewhat on this topic, but not on that exact question. I'm curious about Don's feelings and about why he would choose to step down. It's not how it was news to me. Can you comment on that, Don?
Well, it's not anybody's business.
Fair enough.
It's my shot.
I'm just curious.
To that.
I'm curious if you had any input into the process here. Thank you.
Megan?
I'd like to say that we should have the nominations open longer than just this meeting.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
where I was going next. And I just wanted to see if anybody wanted to make nominations. And then I was going to ask how the group feels about doing the election tonight, or do we make an announcement and put it off? So,
Put it off, let's put it off.
okay. Thank you.
What about having him be holding the position of acting manager until there's an election?
How about what Kip just mentioned, how about having him just hold it as acting manager until we have an election? How do you feel about that?
How does he feel about it?
Thank you.
Obviously, I'm supportive because I'm already underwriting technical TSAs and promos, so, yeah.
Look at your resume. So do we need to make a motion? That
Well, let me just first, before the motion, see a show of hands who would like.
You know, your whole purpose in this democratic thing is you have someone make a motion,
Got it.
somebody seconds it, you discuss it,
Thank you.
you vote on it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. Thank you.
Make a motion. So I'll make a motion that Peter be the interim station manager.
I'll second it. I'll second. 7 people seconded.
Okay. All in favor, please? All, it looks like it, well, it looked, I think I saw every hand up. So, but any abstentions or any noes?
You see this?
No. Thank you. Okay. I was going to ask. So there are 2 noes and all the rest were yeses. So can we say then he is the acting, he was voted in as the acting?
Okay, so.
Congratulations.